Hi there, and welcome to Cookie Jars. Cookie Jars is a boss module in which periodically, when you solve modules, your hunger will climb, and to counteract your hunger climbing and giving you a strike because you haven't eaten, you'll need to finish the cookies in the jars. To start out, we'll look at the first two digits of the serial number to know which cookies we've just eaten. So in this case, the 3 means we've eaten an oatmeal raisin. Lastly, and the 4 means that we've eaten a snickerdoodle. This is here, so to find the first two cookies you've eaten, use the first digit as the last cookie, and the second digit is the second to last. Basically, the first is the last, the second is the second to last. Okay. We also have cookies in the jar. Here's the type of cookies. There's 3 different jars or types of cookies. In this case we have chocolate, Oreos, and fortune cookies. Okay. We also have another jar on the other side containing butter, M&M, and peanut butter. So P, B, and M, and M. So we can't eat any cookies right now until we solve a module, so let's get on that and solve a password quickly. Perfect. So we solved the password. Now you can see that we gain 1 hunger down here on the hunger meter. If this gets to 5 at any point, we will gain a strike and the hunger will reset. So the question is, which order should we eat the cookies in? Well, we can click on any of the jars, but if we click a cookie that doesn't have a condition met yet, we get a strike. However, there could be multiple right cookies to click. So, which one should we? Well, let's take this first one over here and highlight this in red. So butter, peanut butter, and M&M. And then the other one, you have chocolate, Oreos, and fortune. This will help us track a little better. There are certain cookies that are more restrictive in their conditions than others. And I would recommend leaving these cookies for last, or realizing what their conditions are and then trying to achieve them. So chocolate chip cookies and peanut butter cookies, for example, are really easy to eat because the only conditions that you can't eat a peanut butter on are the last cookie eaten wasn't this cookie, meaning peanut butter. And for chocolate chip, it's the last 2 cookies eaten were different. So I think that's a pretty easy one. We can eat a peanut butter and then a chocolate chip cookie.
Nom 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 nom.
On both of these respectively.
Nom 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 nom.
Check those off the list. And we replace this with peanut and then chocolate respectively. We remove these. And we have to solve more modules to get more hunger. Okay, let's look through another password here. Okay. Great. Let's solve some more modules so you can see the hunger mechanic here. These passwords aren't too awful for the most part. Point every. And one last one here. It's W word, maybe. World. There we go. You can see that our hunger has climbed up while we've been doing our passwords. But even 1 cookie will counteract this hunger. So we have M&M and butter left. Well, let's check these conditions. The last cookie eaten has a smaller number than the cookie before it. So in this case, chocolate chip does have a smaller number than the peanut cookie before it. So we can eat the M&Ms.
Nom nom nom.
Drains all our hunger down. If we try to click on butter, you'll see that we can't. Don't worry though, if you somehow solve all the modules on the bomb and end up with 0 hunger, you can eat the last cookie regardless of whether you have hunger or not. So we'll check M&M off the list. remove peanut and replace it with M and M. Our other cookie jar over here, we have Oreos and fortune cookies. Last cookie eaten and the number of solved modules are both even or both odd, so this means that they have to share parity. While the Oreos down here mean that the number of cookies in the jar, which is 1 in this case, and the number of solved modules aren't both even nor both odd, meaning that they can't share parity. So here they have to share parity, meaning that they're even odd, and here they can't share even odd. So let's look at how many solved modules we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, meaning that we can't eat the Oreo. And in this case I could check the fortune, but I know that if I check the larger cookie first and I can't, it must be the lower one, because if we can't eat any of the cookies, we have to eat the cookie with the smallest number. So I know that it'll be fortune, no matter whether fortune is true or not. So that could be a trick to save you some time.
Nom, 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 nom.
Solve some complicated wires. Okay. We have some batteries, and that's it. So we'll cut some battery wires. Also, am I missing something? Ah, it's a 0 in the serial. Okay, we also have an even serial. There we go. Let's cut some wires here, batteries, and let's do one more. Here, here, here. Oh, what the heck, let's finish them off. And we have some even serials. So in this case, we just have to eat the last cookie.
Nom, nom, nom.
But you'll see that by eating that cookie, we've gotten ourselves in a in an issue where, since we've solved the 4 modules, and we ate the cookie on the other module and solved it, that means that that solve contributed to our cookie jar. So keep that in mind. If you have more than one cookie jar, or you have something that you're inputting stages on and it solves, it will also still affect the cookie jar. So in this case, we'll select butter cookies,
Nom, nom, nom.
and the module will solve. This module is pretty nice in that it won't allow you to get stuck, per se. If you run out of hunger, it lets you select the correct cookie no matter what. If you get stuck, it says always eat the lowest number cookie. And in general, I would leave the more restrictive ones to last. We didn't see an example of the sugar cookie or the snickerdoodle cookie, but they're pretty prohibitively restrictive, meaning that the 2 cookies have to be eaten up here. They have to be the same for the sugar cookie, so like chocolate and chocolate. And then you could eat 1 sugar cookie. In cases like those, I think it's best to maybe leave them for last, just because then you'll only have 1 choice, and it has to be this no matter what, right? Even if it's wrong. Whereas something like chocolate chip or peanut butter are a lot easier to eat, because peanut butter's condition is the last cookie eaten wasn't this cookie, and the last 2 cookies were different, which are a lot more common than these 2 conditions. Everything else is a comparative wash, so all of these are about as likely as each other, for the most part. But specifically for sugar and snickerdoodle, I would either use them when you can, or just save them for the end and don't touch them. That's about it as far as cookie jars. Make sure to pay attention to it. It's sort of like a just check on it when you can, and it gives you a hunger meter so that you can strategically choose when to solve or not solve or eat some cookies. That's about it. Thanks so much for watching, and now you know how to defuse and expert cookie jars.